This video will show you how to use the library databases at GCC for finding information for your upcoming assignments in English 102. Start at the library webpage, which is lib.gccaz.edu, or you can find us on the red bar of any GCC website. This search box or this help box pops up as you're searching, and it can connect you to a librarian. And you can chat back and forth with the librarian. But right now we're going to say no thanks. We will scroll down to this large search box on the front. You have several options, and we're going to use Find Articles. We can limit our search by different types of articles, and we are going to limit to reference. In this example, I am looking for articles on yellow fever. I put the words that I want to find together between quotation marks. The database is searching for each of these words. The quotation marks tells the database that I want to find these words in this particular order. So now I get almost 4,000 search results. I can limit these by using the limiters on the left side of the page. We've already limited to reference materials. We can also limit by discipline or by publication date. I'm going to click on last 5 years. This changes my search from almost 4,000 to a little over 700. To read an article, I click on the title. Notice that these come from different publications. They're all called Yellow Fever, but they come from, this one comes from the Encyclopedia of Public Health. This one comes from the Encyclopedia of Environmental Health. This one is from Infectious Diseases. So you do want to pay attention to the source and the year that it was published. When I click on a title, it will connect me to the article. Usually you have to log in with your MEID and password. I have already done that earlier today, so it is not asking me to do it again. I see the entire article laid out on the screen, and there are quite a few useful sections of this article. If I want to email myself the article, I can click on Send To. I can save to my Google Drive, or I can email to myself. There is also a citation feature. Its default is MLA. You're using APA in this class, so click on APA 7th edition, and this tells you the approximation of what the citation should look like. You have to check computer-generated citations for mistakes. For example, in this one, I see a capitalization mistake. Yellow fever, the F should not be capitalized. So you have to know a little bit about citation or use Noodle Tools. I can export this to my Noodle Tools account. It brings up this screen, and I need to log into my Noodle Tools, and then it will allow me to select a project to which I can add this. I would need to physically alter that capitalization error. This opened in a new tab. Our search results tab is still over here. And now I'm going to show you a search for scholarly articles. I go into Find Articles, and again I type in yellow fever. And this time I'm going to add some search terms. I want to search for yellow fever and let's see, infection rate. I'm going to put infection rate in quotation marks. This time I'm going to limit to scholarly articles. And it's searching to see if I find anything. When I'm searching, I need to mix and match various search terms. Notice I am not using full and complete sentences. The database doesn't search that way by full sentences. Google searches that way, but the library databases look for each individual word, or if I put them in quotation marks, it looks for those words together. Scholarly articles are more difficult to read. They are written by experts for experts, and the assumption is that the people reading the article already know something about yellow fever or disease. Again, I can limit by discipline, and I can limit by publication date. Since scholarly articles are long, I might not have time to read everything that I'm finding right away. I can add these to my folder. Notice these three icons. This is the permanent link for the article, or I can email the article individually, or I can add it to my folder. When I click on the folder icon, it turns red, and it adds to my folder up here in the upper right. Earlier today, I added 3 items to my folder. Now I have added a 4th item. So every time I add an item to my folder, that number changes. If I click on the folder, I can email these to myself all at the same time. I just have to assure the database I am not a robot. And to return to your results, click back to results. In addition to the icons that you have to the right of an article, you can click on the preview button to see more information about a given article. This includes subject headings, which might really help me narrow down my search. Subject headings are more specific ways of searching. If I click on a subject heading, it changes my search from my original search terms to a subject-specific search term. Now I have 119 results specifically on yellow fever prevention and control. To return to the library webpage, I click on the logo up here, and I can go back to the search box. We have been looking at the Find Articles tab. There is also a Find Books tab, which you can limit to ebooks. I have already found some ebooks for you in your library tutorial designed for this class. I'm going to go to the library tutorial. Here are some keywords that you might want to use when searching for your specific disease or your assignment. Additionally, I have linked to some specific ebooks that might be useful for you, such as Epidemics and Pandemics, Real Tales of Deadly Disease. I could find this in the Find Books tab, but it's also linked for you already. So this is in ProQuest eBook Central, and it's an entire book on epidemics and pandemics. I can read it online and go page by page through the book. I can also search within the book for specific words. And I have 33 results in this book for yellow fever. I'm going to go back to our search screen. If you need help searching the databases, you can always contact a librarian. You can ask a librarian. This is a chat feature that popped up earlier when we were searching. You enter your name, your email, and just your question, and then you start your chat. Another thing you can do, if you don't want to search multiple databases at once, which is what this Find Articles or Find Books search is doing, you can go into individual library databases by clicking here on the left or on the library databases icon. This shows you a list of all of the library databases that we have access to. They're organized by subject. And if you look under nursing, medicine, and health, you'll probably find lots of information on disease. So you have a choice. You can search many databases at one time, or you can go into individual databases. If I hover over a database, it tells me the types of information that are contained within. One is even streaming film that you can watch. We can click up here to go back to the search screen. If you have any questions about research or you need individual help, you can contact Karen Reed by going into Ask a Librarian. This gives you all of your options for contacting a librarian. And if you want to contact a specific librarian, click this, and you see us listed by name. And I am Karen Reed. Here is my email address, and I would be very happy to help you with any of your research needs.